Hello everyone, welcome to SAP Technomaniac. In this video, we will learn CDS along with OData. Till now, in this playlist of OData, we have learned about basics of OData. What is OData? How OData is RESTful API? How we can create an OData service from SAP system through SEGW project, how we can perform CARD operation, how we can use different query options over there, how we can do the dollar batch call. These all things we have learned throughout this particular playlist. I have one another playlist which is entirely dedicated to CDS, where I have taught end-to-end CDS, what is CDS, what all are the things we can do using the CDS, associations, and a DCL of the CDS table functions, and those all things I have explained in CDS series. Now we want to combine the CDS with OData. We have already created one CDS. On top of the CDS, I want to create the OData service. Before going to that, I want to see what all are the ways I can create one OData service from SAP system. One way I saw I can create a SEGW project and I can create the OData service. So let's see. The first is the ABAP code-based service implementation, which we have done till now. Whatever we are doing in SEGW, we are generating the MPC class, DPC class, MPC extension class, and DPC extension class. This is done through ABAP code-based service implementation. We are writing for each and every query our code manually. For example, for filtering, for group by, for ordering, we have written the code to work those query options. So this is called ABAP code-based service implementation, where we are writing the code in the DPC extension class. But there are other ways also we can create our OData service from SAP. For example, the SADL. Some guys call SADL, some guys call SADL. The full form is a Service Adaptation Description Language framework. This framework helps us to create the OData service. Using this, when we create using this framework OData service, lot of the queries will work out of the box without any implementation. So SADL not only helped us to create the OData service. If you have watched my ABAP on HANA playlist, where we were creating the ALV IDEs, there that also on top of the this SADL form framework only. How ALV IDE work? Due to the SADL form framework, we will be able to push our data to database directly without all the losing, filtering or sorting, whatever we are doing in ALV IDE, those also work on SADL framework only. The same framework we are going to use to create the OData service as well. Again, when we use the SADL form framework, we can create the OData service two ways. First is the reference data source or mapping editor. We have one CDSU. We can go to SEGWT code, and with reference to that CDS, we can create the OData service. Or we can create OData service standalone without going to the SEGW project. We can just inside the CDS, we can use one annotation OData.publish to. It will create one CDSU, one OData service for us without doing anything in SEGW project. That also we will see. And apart from that, these are the initial starting. We can say when we use OData publish equal to true, and we will create OData service, it will work for only the read scenarios, that particular OData service. If I want to modify the data in the system, or if I want to create the data in the system or delete the data in the system, we can't do standalone using the standalone CDS. For that, we need something else. We will use CDS along with the BOPF framework or CDS along with the RAP framework. That also we will see in upcoming new playlist, where I will teach end-to-end RAP, or we can say first we will go with the Fiori element list programming, where that is the newer ABAP, how it should work. The newer framework of ABAP we will gonna see in upcoming playlists. So first, but you will see these are the different approaches are there. But which approach we have to use. That's important for us. For example, I can create OData service. How I will decide I have to create the OData service using SCGW, or I have to create using the CDS, I have to use REP, I have to use BOPF. How I will create the OData service. It depends upon which system ABAP version you are working on. If you are version 7.4 and below, and some version, and you can say 7.3 and below, where we can't create the CDS at all, and we need the OData service. Obviously, we have to go to SCGW project and we have to create from there our OData service. And as soon as we work on HANA, and where we are able to create the CDS views, SAP recommend us to use the data model. CDS is a data model, and on top of that, you create your OData service. Always, they want to make sure. So wherever the possible, you can create the CDS view, and on top of that, you have to create your OData service. That is the newer version. And if you see in my screen, the classical ABAP we used to do in SCGW, where we create the SCGW. Till now, we have learned about the SCGW only. We have created each and every OData service using the SCGW only. Now, ABAP programming model for SAP Fiori, that's a newer version, where we are writing our ABAP programming for the SAP Fiori application. For that, you can use CDS views. On top of CDS, along with the BOPF, you can build directly your Fiori element list applications directly from the ABAP itself. No UI interface. No need any UI development. You don't need to do JavaScript. You don't need to know what is UI5 or everything. You just need to know the sum of the annotations. Using those annotations, you can create your Fiori application from the ABAP itself, from the CDS itself. So that is the newer ABAP programming model slowly we are moving to. So if your version is less than equal to 7.5, then you can create normal Fiori applications, Fiori element list applications. And if you have more than 7.5, 7.5.1, the Fiori application with draft capability you can use. This also we will discuss in upcoming playlists. So apart from that, the RAP, the new one, latest technology, RESTful ABAP programming, that is available on 7.54 and above. If you're working in HANA, you should use to create your raw data service. You have to create your behavior definition and implementation along with the CDS using the RAP. If this option is available, you should not go with the SCGW, or you should not go with the CDS with BOPF. You have to use RAP only. That is very advanced technology, and you have to use RAP if it is your system support. Why? The RAP, whenever you create the OData service from the RAP, you will be able to create not only the V2 version of OData service, you can create the V4 out of the box V4 services as well. But in classical approach, if you want to create the V4 services, now even through when we create SCGW project, we have option to create V4 service, but SAP will not support that, and SAP give the clear indication of the one information block. You should not create V4 services using the SCGW T code. If you want to create still the V4 services, you have to do entire development, MPC, DPC, MPC extension or DPC extension class manually. You have to write each and everything manually. That there are separate guidelines to create those V4 services. If you are working in the laser version and you need the V4 services, you should not use SCGW T code at all. But SCGW T code we can use for the V2 version services. We will see what is the difference between the V2 and V4 services in upcoming videos. And last but not least, that's again Cloud Foundry or SAP BTP environment. There also we can create the CDS. If you know RAP, there also you can easily create the app. You can easily create your OData services. But till now we have discussed only the first part. Now we are slowly moving along with the CDS how we can create the OData services. So let's jump into the system. First, we will create one simple CDS view, and how we can create out of that CDS view one particular OData service. Let's get started. In my last videos, we have created the OData service from SCGW T code. If you remember, the gateway service builder we call. In the gateway service builder, we have created one sales order OData service, where we were getting the data from the sales order header and line item table, using the get entity set method and get method. Not only that, we have used the get expanded entity set method as well. Let me show you that particular classes. If you remember from last videos, go to ABAP workbench. You can open from here as well, and you can see we have implemented the get expanded entity set, get expanded entity to get the data from the database. If you click on this method, you can see how much code we have implemented to implement those, to get the data from the database. Now, when we get the data from the database through the CDS view, and we will create the OData service, that is very easy. So to do that, let's create CDS view. So I will take the same scenario. We were getting the data from the VBAK table and VBAP table, and then we are combining and just sending the data back. So same way, I will create 3 CDS view here, 2 interface view, one for the VBAK table, one from the VBAP table, and then we combine finally as a consumption view. This is VDM data model. I will explain the VDM data model in one of the upcoming videos. I will gonna start the RAP series as well, because now we came to the OData service at end, and just I want to show you the basic how we can create one OData service from the CDS view in the RAP, RESTful ABAP programming, or we can say Fiori element applications, where we create the lot of Fiori element applications using the RAP or without RAP as well. There we will use a lot of concept of this OData, how we are using. So in this case, let me create simple CDS view. I will create 2 data definitions. First data definition will be the 2 interface views. First interface view from the sales header table, that will be the sales header, sales order data, sales order header data, I can say header data. Let me click on next button, select the TR, click on next button, and I want to use the define view entity, CDS entity. I don't want to create the CDS DDIC based CDS view where we have to give one SQL view name, which we can see in the S11. That kind of view I don't want to create. I want to create define view entity, because that DDIC based CDS view got obsolete. What is the DDIC based CDS view? What is CDS entity? You don't know? You can watch out my previous video where I have explained each and everything in detail. Let me click on next button on finish button. If you don't know about these annotations also, each and every annotations of the basic CDS and for the DDIC based CDS view or define view entity, I have explained in detail in my CDS view playlist. You can watch out, you can go and watch out there. I will give you that particular CDS view playlist link on the I button as well, and at the description as well. So we want to get the data from the VBAK without wasting the time, and I will use same data because I know we can create easily sales order using this particular VBAK data. Let me copy this all the data, Control C. Let me minimize this one, and let me get the Control V. This is all the data I want to get. So you have to pass obviously comma separated list, and you have to define one key field as well. So in this case, key field will be the VBAK. Shift F1 you will do, it will be in clearer format. And why we create the interface views on top of our table, to give some meaningful naming convention. We can say sales order number or something, sales order, like that. I don't want to give for each and everything because it will gonna take time. You have to give for each and everything when you work in real-time project, because this only name will be displayed in your service where you will be able to see, because your service will not always that the ABAPer will implement. It might be your third-party applications, whatever your OData service you have developed, some third-party application they are using, the developer is different. He don't know what is VBL and what is AURT, what is VKRC. We have to give the meaningful name here, then only they can understand what is actually, this is the sales order number. Okay, like that. In the same way, we'll create another CDS view. Just you have to right click again, Control F3 first. Let me activate this one. Let me create new data definition. This time I will create again interface view only, but this time sales item. You see how the naming convention I am using. You have to use ZI for your interface view, underscore, and I'm using not underscore or something. I'm using the camel case. This is how we have to develop the OData service naming convention. That's very important. Sales order item I can do. And let me click on next button. Again, I will create the CDS entity, not the DDIC based CDS view, and click on finish button. And this time I will get, let me minimize it, the data from VBAP, shift F1, and what data I want to get, the same data what we have get from that particular service. This 4 field I will be getting. Out of that, Control C, 2 fields will be the VBLN, Posner, Metner, and KWMG. Shift F1, and out of that key, this is key field, and this is also key field. Shift F1, and sales order is, I will give for the namesake sales order, and you can give as a sales order item also, is sales order item. Okay, let it be. KWMNG, I'm getting one error. What is the error? Okay, that's very important. Whenever you create the CDS entities, not the DDIC based CDS view, you have to map your, since it is quantity field, we have to tell what is the currency field for that. So for that, we can check in VBAP table itself. If you click on the KWMNG, control click you can do, or you can just select this one. And what you can do, you can press on F2 button. It will take you here, and I can see already VRKME. This is the currency field for that. So I have to declare this particular. I have to fetch this also in my CDS view. Control C, Control V, and comma separated list, and I will give, it will not reference to VBAP table, and it will reference to the VRKME field. Shift F1. Semantic quantity unit of measurement equal to VRKME. I am telling that system for this quantity, what is the unit of conversion field? This is the unit of conversion field. It is mandatory to give when you use quantity and amount field in CDS entities to establish the link between those two. Control F3. Once we created the interface view, now I will create one consumption view. Let me go to my CDS view, new data definition. I will create ZC underscore sales order, and this will be my sales order data, sales order application I can say. And let me click on next button, and you can use the appropriate TR. Again, it will be the CDS entity. Let me click on finish button. So this time what I will do, instead of getting the data from the directly table, I will get the data from the interface views. So in this case, I will be getting the data from the header table. Control C, Control V, and if I do Control space, I want to use all the elements of sales order. Shift F1. First, I want to show you how the data, if I'm getting the data from the one table, how the OData service look like. Then we will create one association, and then we will see how the OData service look like. Let me do Control F3, and just we have to use one simple annotations. To start any annotation, you have to click @ and you have service help here, OData dot publish true. This is the annotation we have to use. Shift F1 you can do, and as soon as you use this annotation, you activate your particular CDS view, your service got created. But your service got created, but your service not registered yet. To register your service, you have to see what is your service name. So basically your service name will be your CDS entity name underscore CDS will be your service name. Or if you don't know, you just want to know what will be your service name, you have to come and you have to click on that. You have to hover over this particular warning button, and it will give you what is your service name is not active. You have to activate this particular service. Just copy the service name, go to the IWFND ment underscore service T code in your gateway hub system, and if you have only one system, you have to go to the same system that will call embedded deployment. Let me do Alt F8, and you have to go to the IWFND ment underscore service T code. Inside this T code, let me search if this service is already available. Let me close all the things I don't need. Let me filter with this particular service. Is it available or not? I can see this is not available. Let me add new service. You have to give the alias name local. You have to give your service name, and you have to click on enter. You can see your service. Now I want to add this particular service, and you have to give appropriate package name, and you have to click on enter. It will register your service basically. Once it is registered, now you come to your CDS view and you do shift F1 or F5, whatever you do, you can see this yellow warning symbol converted to gray. That is telling your service is ready now to use. I didn't do any SEGW, I didn't coded everything, I just created two basic CDS view and I got the data from this particular CDS view. Even you have created one CDS view directly, you would have got the data from the VBAK. That time also the service automatically got created. Let me see how my service look like. So to do that, you have to just click on this OData service. It will open in your default browser. Obviously it is not opening because my server name, what I'm using here, that is I have to replace with something, this one, 182 control copy, control C. Either you can do like this, or you have to maintain this all the data in your host file, then it will work automatically. But in this case, let me do like this as of now. And you have to give obviously your user ID and password of your system. Otherwise, anybody can access your system data. So you can see the service got open. Yeah, this is something different. I think if you are following me in the OData service, you never see this kind of response previously, because they have used one query option, SAP DS debug equal to true. I never taught you this particular query option. This because we always go in the we right click, we go in inspect, and we click on network tab, then we will refresh, and then again go within the network tab and see what is my service, what is my header, what is my request, what is my response. So whatever the data you can see, what is the general data, what is your response data, what is your request as well. Everything we can see here. But if you don't want to open this all the tool over here and just want to see everything in this tool, you just use this query option, SAP DS debug equal to true. It will open over here. You can see your service, what you have requested, that detail you can see over here. What header request and header response basically. This is the response what you have got. That also you can see the server detail, where you got from, and the runtime, how your service in backend, what all are the classes is called, that also you can see over here. If you get some error and where the error is coming, in that case, this is very useful tool. But as of now, I don't need this tool. I just want to see my service metadata. This is my service name, gc underscore sales order underscore service. What I will do, I will just use $metadata, $/ metadata to get my metadata. It will give me metadata file. I will see lot of things over here. There are a lot of libraries are there. As of now, you ignore these libraries, the vocabularies related library and UI related, aggregation related. A lot of libraries are there that is automatically coming because you have generated your service through the SADL framework. So no need to worry about that. We have to focus on our schema. Wherever the data service start, and this is called schema, in here we have to focus on. So our service name, gsales order underscore CDS is our service name. We have as of now only one entity type, that is called gc underscore sales order type. We have one key field, we have few of properties. This is our entity type, automatically created. We didn't create it in SEGW. And inside the entity container, we can see one of the entity state name, gc sales order, that is type of this entity type. And we don't have any association as of now. We didn't do anything, just we have one additional annotation file over here. This is automatically got generated because now we no need to develop a lot of code for doing filtering, sorting, top and skip, those kind of things. Those all things will work out of the box for us. So through this annotation, this will work. So no need to worry about that one. This is how we have to read our OData service. When we give this OData service to the front end guy, they will usually, if you are using custom query applications, that time we have to give. If you are developing your application through the RAP or you can say using the Fury element list. That time no need to worry, you are going to do everything. No need to worry about this OData service file. That also we will see in my upcoming playlist, not now. Okay, so as of now I just want to show you the service, how it is look like. Now what we will do, we got the data from the header table only. I want to get the data from the line item table as well. So what is my CDSU name for the line item? Sales order is there, sales order line item is there. So let me minimize this one, let me open this parallelly, let me get the data from the sales order item as well. So for that I will use the select association to, you don't know association, watch out my CDSU series, I explained there in very detail. So you can see sales order header is there and this is sales order item is there. Inside this I have to give association name items. Inside I will give the association name is the items. Sorry, give me 1 second. So inside that I have to give some on condition obviously, and I have to give $projection dot sales order header, control space I will do, sales order column equal to your items sales order or dollar space. In this case sales order header is there, sales order is there. Okay, you can see. So this is how we are creating the association. I didn't give any cardinality. Let me give some cardinality over here. By default it is 0 to 1, and if you give some cardinality, it should be one, at least one entry in the sales order item table, and maximum n number of entries can be there. You can declare your cardinality. If you right click over here and you see the SQL create statement, you can see still now there is no join formed. I think we are getting one warning as well. You didn't use your association. Let me use my association over here. I just expose this association, and instead of consuming this association here, let the items, let the UI developer, if you want to consume this, or whoever you're consuming this particular survey, he want to use this particular item association or not. I decided I capped on them. So that is the reason I gave this particular association as an exposed association. I didn't consume this association. This is the powerfulness of the CDS model when you create the model through the CDS views. In that way, if he don't want to get from data from the line item, he just use the header data. He will consume the header data and the join will not form. It will work faster. So let me activate this control F3 and let me see my OData service. Let me refresh my OData service over here. Something will get changed obviously. You can see now, as of now nothing got changed. Let me refresh it out. I think metadata not uploaded. Let me go to again my CDS view. It didn't get activated. Oh, it is saying currently editing. I'm only editing. Let me Alt F8. Let me go to SM12. Server timeout is there. Let me execute. Select all, delete all. I don't want to lock anything. I didn't lock. Delete this one. Let me go to my consumption view and activate once again, control F3. It's activating, it got activated. Let me refresh now. Now if you see this one, instead of one entity, previously we saw only the sales order type. Now you can see ZI sales item type entity type as well. This was our initial. Now we can see two entity type. Instead of one entity type, we have two entity type. But if you see this particular first entity type, we have one navigation property. I didn't create any association in the SEGW project, but still we have one navigation properties. This is coming from our association, and we have created one exposed association. From there it is coming. And what is the relationship? This is the association name. And if you come down further, you can see that association as well. This is the association we have created. And what is the relationship between two that derived from your cardinality? 1 to start, you can see. So this is how when you I have created the association and activated my service, my metadata got filled in. No need to create the associations and the navigation properties and again generate the runtime artifact. A lot of time it takes, but here it out of the box, everything done by the SADL framework. I can see. Okay, apart from this association, you can see we have the one more entity type called GI sales item as well. We were having initially GC sales order only. This is how once we create the association, this is how our OData service look like. Now what we will do, we will use one by one all the query options without any implementation, see how it is working or not. So in this, you can see two entity types are there. Entity sets are there. One of the entity set is GC underscore sales order. I want to get the data from the sales order header table first. So as you remember from my previous video, you have to use your service name / your entity set name and click on enter. It will return entire data of that particular entity set. So you can see I'm getting entire data from the VBAK table, and I want to see in the JSON format. You have to use another query option, question mark $format equal to JSON. $format equal to JSON. It will display all the data in the JSON format. I can see all the data in the JSON format. Let me see my all the query options. Is it working or not? So normal read operation I'm talking about. I'm not talking about as of now create, update and delete. This will, we have to take a lot of efforts to work with this particular CDS view that we will discuss in upcoming videos when we discuss either in SAD or we can say in the rep. So as of now we are doing only the read operation, or we will create the CDS view with reference to the when we go to the SCGW, and we will create our OData service with reference to CDS view. That time we will see. As of now we are doing the read operations only. So we have to test all the read operations are working or not. Normal read operation is working. Let me get single sales order instead of getting entire data. Is it working or not? Let me get some sales order number. I can give any sales order number. Let me get some sales order which is having the multiple line item. It will help me to test out. Let me go to the items association, say sales item. Let me go VBAP table and let me do update. Let me see the distinct value of this. I think 0030 is there, means there was some of the sales order is having the 3 line item. Let me put the quick filter and let me put filter on 30. Let me take the sum of the sales order number from here, which is having 3 line item. Let me take 180. So let me open sales order number 180. 180. I got the sales order data. I'm able to get the all, it's working. Get entity set also working without any implementation, and get entity also working. So both methods are that single entity or single sales order or data also we are able to get, and entire data also we are able to get without any implementation. Now we will go to this employee set, and get entity set and get entity method both are working. Now we will see the next one is the expand query option, I think so, or we want to just get the data through our navigation property. Let me see like this. I want to get the items data. So I know what is my association property name, to item. So if you /2 underscore items, let me see. I can see all the items data now. This particular sales order having 3 line item 10, 20 and 30. All 3 line items I can see here. So association also working over here. So let me test some other things. Navigation path, get data is working, association also working, and now expand query option I want to check. Do my expand query option is working without any implementation? I did lot of implementation. If you don't see, to work the expand query option, I did lot of implementation in the DPC extension class. If I open now this DPC extension class, and if you see the get expanded entity set and get expanded, I did lot of implementation. This time I didn't write any single line code. Let's see it is working or not. So to use the expand query option, I have to use for single entity also I will use, and for all the entity also I will use. So what I have to do, question mark dollar expand equal to items, question and format equal to format equal to JSON. Let's see how it is working. I think there I did some mistake. Let me see. Dollar expand option question mark dollar expand equal to the items, two items, not items. So my association name is two items, not items, two underscore items. I think now it should work. So you can see I got not only the header data, along with the header data, I got my line item data as well. So I know which sales is, suppose I want to get only 180 sales order. So in that case, I just want to expand only one sales order. Get expanded entity set is working, get expanded entity working or not. For to see that, let me pass 180 as well. And let me click on enter. I can see the header data along with the line item data I can see. So get at expanded entity as well working. So this also we have discussed in one of the videos. So I created entire series. Now all the series we can see in one video itself, all the query options. So you can see format we already checked, dollar expand already checked. Anyway, select, count, links and value that works for without implementation for the our normal services as well. Let's test these also. Is it working? Let me test the dollar select. I want to, instead of doing this one, let me expand. Let me use dollar select. Let me get only sales order. Control C, dollar select equal to sales order. So you can see I got only the sales order. Let me remove this one. 180. I don't want to get single sales order. I want to get only one sales, one select is one data, sales order data. I can the dollar select also working. Let me see count working or not. For that, forward slash dollar count. Is it working? There are 636 entries are there. Count is working. Dollar link is working. For that, I have to get the single sales order first. 180. The sales order number is 180. I can see, and dollar link forward slash two items. There is something wrong. I think how forward slash two items. 180 for question mark forward slash dollar link two items. I should get, I think so. GC sales order 180. I didn't close this one. Let me close this one. Now I should get GC sales order forward slash. Let me copy this one. Control C. Let me see what is the mistake over here. I think I'm using the same. Control V. Last time whenever we tested sales order name forward slash dollar links, not link, links we have to use. Let me use this one now. Okay, dollar links I can change here only. Yes. Now I can see the links of the sales order line item. Like that, dollar link query option also working. Something else, dollar value, obviously it will work. Let me get the dollar value. This for that particular sales order, dollar value equal to, I have to pass the, okay, I have to give the sales order, entity name, sales order. Delete. Sales order forward slash dollar value. I think this is also working. The sales order number is 180, so I'm getting the sales order number. So these are out of the box anyway, working for the our older services also. But the most important things, some of the query option we did the implementation. For example, skip and top. Let me use this query options. I did the implementation to work out this particular queries, but this time I didn't do any implementation. Dollar base anyway it will work, no need to worry. I will show you the dollar base also in upcoming videos where we will be calling the OData service from the Fury application that time. Let me see skip and top out of the box it is working or not, or we have to do some implementation for that. So I have to get this order question mark dollar. Obviously I need this, but this time first I need dollar top. I want top 5 entry, dollar top equal to 5, and skip initial 5 entries. Skip equal to dollar skip, not skip, dollar skip equal to 5 or 3 entries I want to skip, and next entries I want to get, and end format equal to sessions. So you can see I got the sales order number 4. It skipped initial 1, 2, 3. I got 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I got 5 sales order and I skipped initial 3 sales order. Like that, it is working. Okay, and top and skip also working. And let me go to explore now new select options. Inline count is working or not. Let me search it out. Control C. For this case, question mark dollar inline count. That's it. Control V. And dollar format equal to JSON. Format equal to JSON. Okay, I can see inline count also working. I can see the count the total number of sales order is 636, and I can see all the sales order data also. If you don't know this, all the query options, I have explained each and every query option in my previous video. Let me see order by working or not. Control C. Instead of order by the sales order number, I want to order by some other thing. Let me do with customer number. So you can see 7, I can see first and then 1. Let me order by Kunna instead of anything else. Control C. Let me use here only question mark dollar order by equal to Kunna and not dollar sign and. Let me see. You can see first customer number 699 I am getting instead of the customer number, other customer number. Once we over 699 is over, I can see 4904, 4908, 4910, 4910, like that. It ordered by instead of the sales order. Now it ordered by the customer number. So you can explore these other things. It will work fine. You can pass the multiple order by as well. Instead of passing single order by, you can pass descending, ascending order as well. You can do the multiple, and along with the order by, you can use the customer, along with you can use the sales order as well. These all will work, I know. So you can test it out if you want to test further. And filter is working or not. Let me see quickly filter is working or not. I will use this filter only. Control C, query option, question mark. But let me use from here. Control V. But not required to question mark. And customer number, I only want to get 6999, 699. Okay, Kunnar is in my case Kunnar is smaller, so let me pass Kunnar is small, and you can see I only got the customer number 699, only 69. I have few orders only with the 699 customer. So like that you can explore it more. And filter also working without any implementation. Order by also working. Top skip also working. Inline count is working. Skip token, that is the again server side paging. Obviously we don't need server side paging, so no need to worry. And this is how we can see all the query options are working without any implementation. In this video, we have learned how we can create OData service from the CDS view without using the SEGWT code. But you can see only we can do the read operations as of now. We can read the data using all the query options. But suppose I want to modify some data. Suppose I want to create some data in the system. I want to create the sales order in the system. I want to delete the sales order in the system or modify the sales order in the system. I can't do using with a single this annotation. Suppose again you want to do this kind of operation, modification operations. It depends upon which version you are working on. If you are working version 7.4 and below, where you are not using any wrap or BOPF, then you can create SEGW project and still leverage this all the abilities of the SADL framework, where your read operation work out of the box. That we will see in my next video. And if you are working on 7.5 and above and your company uses BOPF and wrap, then you can create your update, modify and delete operations in this particular CDS itself using the annotations. That also we will see in upcoming videos. In my next video, I will show you not only that with reference to scenario, but also we will see one of the standard CDS view where they are using the OData published true and on top of the consumption view, and we will try to examine that OData service, how that look like and how many associations are there. That kind of things also we will see. Before going to that video, please do like this video. If you have some queries, write it down in comment sections. And with that, thank you and happy learning.